There has been a lot of chatter about Doctor Who spin-off shows recently. We may be in the middle of a Doctor Who spin-off show renaissance. Apparently monsters like the Cybermen, Daleks and Weeping Angels are getting their own spin-off show. What? But I know for certain Russell T Davies will not be making this spin-off show. Let's check it out. Hello Whovians, Crispy Bro here, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for sticking around. So I was recently digging through the internet and came across something rather fascinating. I saw that Russell T Davies was on this podcast called Out of the Broom Cupboard in December of 2020, and in that he had some really interesting things to say about a rejected Doctor Who spin-off show. He kind of brings it up out of nowhere when he's talking about the Sarah Jane Adventures and how that all started, but it's a really interesting listen, so shall we listen? Oh, actually before that, I have a very, very special shout out. The boys have no idea I'm doing this, but every single day driving home from work, pretty much, I listen to these guys called the 50% Doctor Who podcast, and they are just f***ing hilarious. I love listening to them. They are very, very good value. And their goal is to reach 500 subscribers by January 1st, so you know what to do. Bloody subscribe to them. As of time of recording, they're at about 328, so it would mean the world to me and to them if you could go and subscribe. They don't know, they haven't asked me to do the shout out, but they are very, very genuinely a good listen. Go and check out their stuff. I'm in one of their episodes. And so let's just see if the Crispy Bro community can make a difference here, get them to 500, and hey, check him out. They're good. They're good. Anyway, on with the video. Here is Russell T talking about the rejected Doctor Who spin-off show. Ooh.
And on her last day, when she'd wrapped, lovely Liz, I went to her hotel room the next morning to say thank you. She was about to catch a train, and she had this room full of flowers. There were flowers and Tom Baker and stuff like that. It was a really extraordinary time to be shooting with her. We all knew how magical it was. And we had a little cup of tea sitting there. I said, will you come back every year? Can we do this? Oh, I'm delighted, she said. Little no. So that was kind of set up. And then, I don't know, a month later, Children's ITV came knocking saying, or rather Julie Gardner came to me saying, could you bear to make a third show? As we were tearing our hair out, making two shows at once. Could you bear to make a third one? But it was for CBBC. I think if anyone else had said it, But instantly I was like, yes, because having worked for CBBC and having loved CBBC and believing with all my heart how important that stuff is, it was like an instant yes. And their first pitch was like a young doctor on Gallifrey. I was like, oh, not in a million years. No, imagine. Oh, my God. No. Hey, come on, Master. I wonder what this Matrix does. Imagine. Oh, Ronnie, you're so naughty. I think you'll grow up to be a bad girl. That'd be so terrible. Let's call it TARDIS. Because the Latin for late is TARDIS. No. Absolutely not.
The only way it would have been worth it is if you had somehow gotten a child to behave like William Hartnell.
Oh my God. And you think that's how it would work? You see how dark a pit this is.
So there you go. A young Gallifreyan spin-off show. A Bubby Doctor show. The Bubby Doctor show. I mean, honestly, I'd probably watch it. I watch anything Doctor Who related. I'm kidding, class was alright and definitely deserves a season 2. Thank you. So you know this wouldn't be a Crispy Pro video if I didn't read out something from Reddit. So I did find a Reddit thread that talks about this rejected show, and the reactions are kind of interesting. And also, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you. Mwah, appreciate it. Thank God for RTD. The chance that a young Doctor show would be good is very low, and we got more Elizabeth Sladen / Sarah Jane content. Yeah, look, I would not trade anything for the Sarah Jane Adventures. That show is very, very much a comfort show. I didn't watch up, knowing it existed, because I knew Doctor Who. I didn't know anything about Torchwood or Sarah Jane growing up, but having watched it since, it's just such a wholesome show. It's a beautiful show. And so hopefully in the future we get something very similar CBBC wise. You know, maybe they could get in someone that appeared in The Power of the Doctor, maybe, and they could have their own spin-off show. I don't know, maybe. The fact that it was going to be on CBBC would have meant it was going to be about the Doctor and the friends running around solving mysteries and having adventures. Honestly, I don't even think the BBC are through with that idea. They've probably just shelved it for a rainy day. The fact that the Doctor's past is such a mystery will mean that eventually a producer is going to come around and try to have someone tackle it. I assume in the future the fandom will have to pick and choose what they consider to be canon and not a lot more frequently. Example, the Timeless Child. Look, with Russell back, I think it's going to stay on that shelf. think it's going to stay on that shelf, and even when it rains, it will remain on the shelf. I personally don't think any good can come from either a Time Lord Academy or a Young Doctor and Young Master show. To start with, the basic concept is tacky and overused. Then you run the risk of undermining the current incarnation by presenting those characters as whiny teenagers, and all teenagers on TV are whiny. Then there's the inevitable fandom implosion as people waste even more time than they already do arguing about canon contradictions. What? This fandom never argues about what's canon and what's not. I've been on this platform for 10 years and never has anyone left a really mean comment regarding any canon things, ever. So, I don't know what this guy's going on about. That was sarcasm, guys. Was that the one that would have been called Sons of Gallifrey? It would have been cool, but I'm glad we got more Sarah Jane stuff. I mean, that's a cool title if true. Sons of Gallifrey? Come on, I'm a son of Gallifrey. Look at me, I'm a son of Gallifrey. If they did it, they should go in. None of this teenage doctor at the academy. Nope, if they want a young doctor, I want a young doctor. Really young. Throw a Tom Baker wig and scarf on a toddler and give him some cushy Daleks, have Tom Baker do the voiceover, give another toddler a goatee. Wow, that is pretty wild. You know what else is wild? The sponsor of today's video. Movie Palette is a distinctive way to enjoy your favorite movie displayed artistically on a canvas. Each one has a hidden story to tell, and whether you choose to reveal its secret, that's up to you. So my favorite film is The Incredibles, and this is The Incredibles laid out on a canvas, frame by frame. Hang on, it's upside down. Every stripe represents a color of a particular scene in the movie. Each stripe is put in chronological order to complete the movie palette of a whole movie on the campus. I just think it's a really neat thing, and you know, Christmas is coming up and they've got a ridiculous amount of options. But yeah, this is The Incredibles, so I'm a happy chap. And you can be a happy chap too. Use the coupon code CRISPY15 for 15% off at checkout across their entire range. Any product on the store, CRISPY15. Anyway, thank you Movie Palette for sponsoring today's video, and make sure you go and check it out, guys, because it does help out the channel, and I do appreciate it. So, Crispy15 at checkout. Thank you. Woo! Sponsored video! Alright, that is going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, please subscribe if you have not already, and subscribe to the 50% Doctor Who podcast. Check out Movie Palette, and let me know in the comments below what you think about a young Doctor on Gallifrey spin-off show. It sounds kind of crazy. Would you watch it? Would you turn the TV off? Would you throw your TV out? Anyway, I'm out of here. Alonzi! Oops.